So it's like, you know, let's go for something again. Right? English. Have you played the Stanley Parable before? Let's say no, because it's been a fucking long time. Please adjust the slider until the... that'll do. Please enter the current time. I don't fucking know. 17:38. It's a... Okay, PM. That's 5... 38. Okay, thank you for telling me. Volume looks good. Anything else? Setting, language, show subtitles. Yeah. WASD, space. Left click, right click. Okay, cool. Begin! The end is never, the end is never, the end is loading, never. So yeah, I was just in the mood to play a
This is the story of a man named Stanley.
Oh, okay. I think I need to go down
Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 427. Employee number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on a keyboard. Orders came to him through a monitor on his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order. This is what employee 427 did every day of every month of every year.
Okay.
And although others might have considered it soul-rending, Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in, as though he had been made exactly for this job. And Stanley was happy.
Good for
And
Stanley.
Then one day, something very peculiar happened. Something that would forever change Stanley. Something he would never quite forget. He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow. No one had showed up to give him instructions, call a meeting, or even say hi. Never in all his years at the company had this happened. This complete isolation. Something was very clearly wrong. Shocked, frozen,
so yeah,
solid,
there's already
Stanley
also a video on YouTube
of
us playing the other game by this guy, which is...
He got up from his desk and stepped out of his office.
A beginner's guide. Okay, we're in the game. That's locked.
All of his co-workers were gone. What
Are
could
they?
it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
It could have done. Let's go to the meeting room, man. But yeah, so we played this a long time ago. We've played a beginner's guide. But I realised I never put this on YouTube. Like the original playthrough. So we're going to play it. At least the... The Ultra Deluxe edition.
Touching every little thing in the office, but it didn't make a single difference, nor did it advance the story in any way.
Yeah, alright, alright.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door
very
on
bright.
his left.
On my left. Okay. So I think the first time we'll follow the narrator.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
No, you can't jump. You can't jump. No, seriously, we disabled it. Okay. Get your first achievement. Award for getting any other achievement as your first. Oh, dear. Synergize core value expenditure. Shift global marketing. Parade. Monetize free to play. Everyone is unique, you most of all. I mean, that is true. Number of slides on this chart. Slides, charts, charts and slides. Oh, okay. A broom closet.
Stanley stepped into the broom closet, but there was nothing here, so he turned around and got back on track. Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's
upstairs
office.
we'll go. Oh, the executive bathroom. Oh, la-dee-da. Oh, wait, what? Money in the morning, money in the evening, money for breakfast, money so crisp. Okay. Anything on the receptionist computer now? Nothing in there.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this. What dark secret was being held from him? What he could not have known was that the keypad behind the boss's desk guarded the terrible truth that his boss had been keeping from him, and so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number, 2845. But of course, Stanley couldn't possibly have known this.
I mean, that's right. I couldn't have known it. So what happens if we don't?
Stanley just sat around twiddling his thumbs. Trying to input anything on the device was useless, since he could never possibly know that the combination was 2845.
We could go like
2845.
nope. 0 0 0 2 0 0 0 3 0 0 0 4.
But it turns out that the panel's emergency override kicked in, and the door just opened all by itself. Stanley got the hell along with the story. Well, whoop-de-doo.
Oh, sorry, I'm meant to be listening to him. I am meant to be listening to the narrator. Oh, there is a floor here. Okay, well, what do I do then? Oh, there's nothing over here, so I've got to go in there. I thought that was like a second way to go. We're going down, Captain! Loading, 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 loading.
Descending deeper into the building, Stanley realized he felt a bit peculiar. It was a stirring of emotion in his chest, as though he felt more free to think for himself, to question the nature of his job. Why did he feel this now, when for years it had never occurred to him? This question would not go unanswered for long.
Oh god, I can hold right click and just...
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
Okay. Now what?
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens.
Yep.
What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out?
I want to do that. Oh, we're going over here. Nothing. Oh.
Now the monitors jump to life.
Oh!
Their true nature
Okay, so
revealed.
601 is
Each bore the
fired,
number of an
104 is
employee in the
fired.
building. Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen. And Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing.
Oh. 234.
This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all
Interesting.
this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly?
I don't know.
He refused to believe it. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control? Never. It was unthinkable. Wasn't it? Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world?
Don't know. Maybe.
But here was the proof. The heart of the operation.
Mind control stats offline.
Labeled with emotions. Happy, or sad, or content. Walking, eating, working. All of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he would dismantle the controls once and for all.
Control disabled. Oh, 0142 maybe? Okay. 521. I mean, there's 1 and 2. There's 3. There's 5 over there. I saw that. I'm kind of looking for 4 and 0. I guess not. Mind control idle awaiting input. What does that say?
And when at last he found the source of the room's power, he knew it was his duty, his obligation, to put an end to this horrible place and to everything it stood for.
What, and turn it off? Is that one of the endings?
Blackness and a rising chill of uncertainty. Was it over? Yes. He had won. He had defeated the machine, unshackled himself from someone else's command. Freedom was mere moments away. And yet, even as the immense door slowly opened, Stanley reflected on how many puzzles still lay unsolved. Where had his co-workers gone? How had he been freed from the machine's grasp? What other mysteries did this strange building hold? But as sunlight streamed into the chamber, he realized none of this mattered to him. For it was not knowledge or even power that he had been seeking, but happiness. Perhaps his goal had not been to understand, but to let go. No longer would anyone tell him where to go, what to do, or how to feel. Whatever life he lives, it will be his. And that was all he needed to know. It was perhaps the only thing worth knowing. Stanley stepped through the open door.
I would love to.
Stanley felt the cool breeze upon his skin, the feeling of liberation, the immense possibility of the new path before him. This was exactly the way, right now, that things were meant to happen. And Stanley was happy.
Beat the game. Complete the Stanley Parable. Yeah, perhaps not, eh? Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to start working backwards. So every decision we follow
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
But then, so like at the end, we're going to turn the mind control back on.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left. Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to... Oh no, not again. I won't be part of this. I'm not going to encourage you. I'm not going to say anything at all. I'm just going to be patient and wait for you to finish whatever it is you enjoy doing so much in this room. Please take your time.
There we go.
Coming to a staircase,
Yeah.
Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
So we gotta go... I think the next one will be go... Oh no, the next one will be do this, but then...
Stepping into
like,
his
go
manager's
to the
office,
exit.
Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. What could it mean? Stanley wondered aloud to nobody. He began wildly tearing through papers on the boss's desk, pulling books off the shelf, looking behind paintings, desperate for clues to his situation. But his attention was caught by a keypad behind the boss's desk. What could its purpose be? In fact, this keypad guarded the terrible secret that lay buried below his feet. And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number, 2845. But of course, Stanley couldn't possibly have known. Yet incredibly, by simply pushing random buttons on the keypad, Stanley happened to input the correct code.
Good.
By sheer luck. Amazing. He stepped into the newly opened passageway.
Okay. I'm curious of why there was a 1, 2, 3, 5 there. I assume there's meant to be a 0 and a 4 in that room, but I couldn't work it out.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control.
Yeah, we'll go that route in a bit. I think that'll be the next route after this. Wait. Can I...
Aha! You've made it to the bottom of the mind control facility.
Oh!
Welcome. You see, back when the Stanley Parable first launched in 2013, getting to the bottom of the mind control facility was a bug that we simply didn't catch during development.
Oh!
All sent us lots of photos of it on Twitter and acted very superior about it.
I mean, I didn't.
You're all very...
Well, maybe I did. I can't remember that long ago.
When it came time to update the game, we knew that we had to do something about this little goof of ours. So
Right.
here you go. New content. You can call it the bottom of the mind control room ending, if that enhances your perception of the value of these updates. Isn't that what you crave? New content? Always more content, more content, more.
No.
And I'm here to give it to you.
I'm quite happy for a game to end when it ends.
Covered every nook and cranny of the game with secrets and Easter eggs.
Okay.
How about this? We wrote a new piece of music just for this section. You won't hear it anywhere else in the game. It's a secret that's just for you. That's how special you are. We call this track, Good Job You've Made It to the Bottom of the Mind Control Facility. Well done.
Good job, you did it. Good job. 3, 2, 1. Good job, you made it to the bottom of the mind control facility. Jumped on catwalk. Should have been careful. Should have been careful. It used to be a bug, but
Now it's an ending. Now it's an ending.
I believe in you. I believe
In your ability to cross this barrier.
Chase your dreams.
Feelings don't mean anything.
Good job, you
Good-
did it. Good job, you did it. Good job, you did it. Good job, you did it. Good
Good job, you did it. 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 Good job, you did it.
Oh, the song ended. I was gonna pull out my ukulele. Right, gotta go do all that again.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided
I want to know what happens again as well if
memo.
we go into the maintenance closet again.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left. Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office.
Cheeky bastard!
An answer there. Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs
Fucking
to
bricked
his
it
boss's
off.
office. The moment he entered his manager's office, Stanley froze in his tracks. Not a living soul anywhere. Could he really be all alone? Stanley was in such a rush to get through the story as quickly as possible, he didn't even have a single minute to just let the narrator talk.
I'm sorry.
That kind of anxiety isn't healthy, so he relaxed for a few moments with some calming New Age music.
Oh, I feel like we're gonna get into time after time. If you call her, you'll be waiting.
Feeling soothed and rejuvenated,
Time
Stanley
after
calmly
time.
walked forward into the opened passageway.
Yeah, I feel like that's where we're going next. Right. Let's not run off the edge this time. Let's press the wrong button. And then we need to come back again.
Straight ahead through the large door that read
Go that way.
Mind Control Facility. The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself.
Hold on.
Did he have the strength?
Oh, no, we can
to
still
find
go.
out?
I was like, did we? Like, did doing it?
Now
Fuck us
the
up.
monitors jumped to life, their true nature revealed. Each
Yeah,
bore the number
234,
of an employee in the building.
601.
Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen. And Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing.
104.
This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated?
Oh yeah, I
to
thought we were about to
accept
fall
blind
then. That was
will?
why I stopped.
No. He refused to believe it. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control? Never. It was unthinkable, wasn't it? Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world?
Where's the exit?
But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions. Happy, or sad, or content. Walking, eating, working. All of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he
Oh, there's a
would
button up
dismantle
there.
the controls once and for all.
What's the button up here? Oh. Okay, where did... Because we can't get back up there, but is that where we... No, we come from there. Oh, I wonder... Wait, wait. I wonder if we have to turn it on. Like, I can't remember what endings we went for in the original, so...
And when at last he found the source of the room... Oh, Stanley, you didn't just activate the controls, did you? After they kept you enslaved all these years, you go and you try to take control of the machine for yourself. Is that what you wanted? Control? Oh, Stanley, I applaud your effort, I really do. But you need to understand, there's only so much that machine can do. You were supposed to let it go, turn the controls off, and leave. If you want to throw my story off track, you're going to have to do much better than that. I'm afraid you don't have nearly the power you think you do. For example, and I believe you'll find this pertinent, Stanley suddenly realized he had just initiated the network's emergency detonation system.
Oh.
In the event that this machine is activated without proper DNA identification, nuclear detonators are set to explode, eliminating the entire complex. How long until detonation then? Let's say 2 minutes. Ah, now this is making things a little more fun, isn't it, Stanley?
Yep.
It's your time to shine. You are the star. It's your story now. Shape it to your heart's desires. Oh, this is much better than what I had in mind. What a shame we have so little time left to enjoy it. Mere moments until the bomb goes off. But what precious moments each one of them is. More time to talk about you, about me, where we're going. What all this means, I barely know where to start.
2?
What's that? You'd like to know where your co-workers are? A moment of solace before you're obliterated? All right, I'm in a good mood. You're gonna die anyway. I'll tell you exactly what happened to them. I erased them. I turned off the machine. I set you free.
You have 3 attempts
Of course,
remaining.
that was merely in this instance of the story. Sometimes when I tell
5.
it, I simply let you sit there in your office forever, pushing buttons endlessly and then dying alone. Other times, I let the office sink into the ground, swallowing everyone inside, or I let it burn to a crisp. I have to say this, though, this version of events has been rather amusing. Watching you try to make sense of everything and take back the control wrested away from you, it's quite rich. I almost hate to see it go.
4.
But I'm sure whatever I come up with on the next go-around will be even better. My goodness, only 34 seconds left. But I'm enjoying this so much. You know what? To hell with it. I'm going to put some extra time on the clock. Why not? These are precious additional seconds, Stanley. Time doesn't grow on trees. Oh dear me, what's the matter, Stanley? Is it that you have no idea where you're going or what you're supposed to be doing right now? Or did you just assume when you saw that timer that something in this room was capable of turning it off?
Yes.
Look at you. Running from button to button, screen to screen, clicking on every little thing in this room. These numbered buttons, no, these colored ones. Or maybe this big red button, or this door. Everything, anything, something here will save me. Why would you think that, Stanley? That this video game can be beaten? Won? Sold? Do you have any idea what your purpose in this place is?
Enable backup power to activate.
Stanley, you're in for quite a disappointment. But here's a spoiler for you. That timer isn't a catalyst to keep the action moving along. It's just seconds ticking away to your death. You're only still playing instead of watching a cutscene because I want to watch you for every moment that you're powerless. To see you made humble. This is not a challenge. It's a tragedy. You wanted to control this world, that's fine.
Wait a minute.
To destroy it first, so you can't. Take a look at the clock, Stanley. That's 30 seconds you have left.
Orange, green, blue, red.
30 seconds until a big boom and then nothing. No end here. Just you being blown to pieces. Will you cling desperately to your frail life? Or will you let it go peacefully?
Ah,
Another
I think it's orange,
choice.
green, blue, red.
Make it count. Or don't. It's all the same to me. All a part of the joke. And believe me, I will be laughing at every second
Wait.
of inevitable life from the moment we fade in until the moment I say, happily ever after.
Ah. Well, we got an ending.
All of his co-workers were gone.
Oh, yeah.
What could it
Let's
mean?
try going back there and
Stanley
going
decided
orange,
to go
green,
to the meeting
blue.
room. Perhaps he had simply
Actually,
missed
no.
the
Let's do something different. Let's take the. Let's go to the boss office and take the escape route. So I'm not after achievement.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
I'm not achievement hunting. I'm just having fun. And I think that's what this game is. Like you could arguably
Yet
achievement
there was not
hunt.
a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office. Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs
or,
to
you know,
his
you could
boss's
do-
office.
You could do that special thing of. Ooh. Okay, we'll go there. So that'll be next then.
Okay, I think we all know the drill by blah blah blah. Dark secrets, the keypad.
Oh.
Stanley pushes some buttons. Oh, hey, look, it's a new passageway. Quelle surprise.
Okay. Wait. We always gone down? Oh, we went up.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
Nope.
Although this passageway had the word escape written on it, the truth was that at the end of this hall, Stanley would meet his violent death.
Okay.
The door behind him was not shut. Stanley still had every opportunity to turn around and
No.
get back on track. At this point, Stanley was making a conscious, concerted effort to walk forward and willingly confront his death.
I mean, what if I did this? Whee! Whee!
As the machine whirred into motion and Stanley was inched closer and closer to his demise, he reflected that his life had been of no consequence whatsoever. Stanley can't see the bigger picture. He doesn't know the real story, trapped forever in his narrow vision of what this world is. Perhaps his death was of no great loss, like plucking the eyeballs from a blind man. And so he resigned and willingly accepted this violent end to his brief and shallow life. Farewell, Stanley.
I'd rather not. Hello?
Farewell, Stanley, cried the narrator, as
Hello?
Stanley was led helplessly into the enormous metal jaws. In a single visceral instant, Stanley was obliterated as the machine crushed every bone in his body, killing him instantly.
The Stanley parable.
And yet it would be just a few minutes before Stanley would restart the game, back in his office, as alive as ever. What exactly did the narrator think he was going to accomplish?
I don't know.
When every path you can walk has been created for you long in advance, death becomes meaningless, making life the same. Do you see now?
Office
Do you see
layout,
that Stanley was
blueprint.
already dead from the moment he hit start?
The blueprint shows the office on the game. The parents analyst office of the 2 doors are part of the game built. Madden all through development. The core layout remains identical to the first. Oh, so the first thing was taking you all the way through to those 2 doors. Corridor. Pacing this section was important to get right. Corridor had been moved and altered. Make sure the player reached 2 doors in good time. 2 doors. 2 doors. First concrete piece. Stanley Parable's design. Once through the rest of the game, is an exploration, contradict room. Okay. Filing cabinets. Office computers. Ha! Turn them off. Wait, what's that? Nature paintings? Stanley's computer. The office. A selection of sounds used throughout the game. Each sounds a mix of a keyboard stroke and a synthesized one. Okay. These are the credits. Office clock. The boss office. Scenes from the development of the boss office. Oh. So I'm assuming that's what it started at, evolved into that, and then...
Probably spend the next hour trying to solve it.
The lounge. Underground. Early version of the underground portion of the game. Narrator outtakes. Kevin Brighting,
Stood on the roof.
Foster, recorded the entire game roughly 3 separate times over 2 years of development. These are
Stood on
clips
the snow.
from the early takes that were not used in the final game.
Stanley pushed the orange lever.
Okay.
Now look closely. See how it's impossible for the player to do anything in this room? Perfect example of poor level design. Textbook mistake. It's the kind of thing you'd pick up on intuitively if you had even the most fundamental understanding of good and bad game design. Then he pushed but of course, you being you, you'll probably spend the next hour trying to solve it. Here, I'm just going to make this easy on you. Still nothing? I don't know. Well, in that case, I'll tell you what. You win. Congratulations. You did it. I know you put in a lot of hard work, and it really paid off, so good job. What do we do now? I don't... Stanley, where are you right now? Where am I? I'm trying to figure out, but I can't... Stanley, who am I? Can you speak to me? Please talk. Have we done
I'm
this
here.
before? Have we been in this room before?
Nope.
How many times have we done this? How many
Never.
times have I said these exact words? Say something. Anything. This help you, Stanley. Sure. We'll get him right back on.
I'll go back there in a minute. Freedom ending. This is the very first incarnation of the freedom in the game's alpha. Countdown deaths from the early version of the countdown ending. Freedom ending. Freedom ending existed in beta. Monitor room elevator. For a time, the elevator in the monitor room could go up or down. Freedom above and countdown below. We abandoned it and placed it too difficult. Remember what was up and placed 2 endings together instead. Countdown room. Early version of the countdown room. That's the exit. We don't want to be there yet. Zending model. Zending when this room represents the 4th version of the ending. And we thought it was complete but decided to abandon it and change it shortly before launch. Okay. Early version Zending. Eventually cut and merge with another part of the game. Right. Okay, we get escape menu. For a long time we had an ending that only ended when the player restarted. Unfortunately, very few players, which was frustrating for everyone. Is that telling me an ending? Zending, the original part of the Zending player would pull a lever and the narrator would describe what colour they pulled. Right. 4 major trees caused the event. Each can convey the spirit of the game. May in 2012, it features a series of break rooms. The voice of the narrator in the game plays as if he is repairing a new version of the Stanley Parable. Okay. One option. Maintenance layout. Flow players of importance. Players replay them so number of designs it is ultimately the simplest at 1 out. Okay. Apartment timer. In a previous version choice leading to your apartment in time will give you 15 seconds. Knocking it will lead to a different. Cargo lift. Cargo on the intended path choice, staying different path. However, as I said, we also saw on option players falling to their death. Cargo lift. Second version function says first. More like a place where a cargo would actually be stuck. The office. The lounge. Oh my god. Narrator emails. After the second trailer we sent out, people asked to email narrator questions. We had initially planned for those further promotional materials. Here are a selection of those emails. Okay. I am not going to stand there and read all of them. We designed an ending where Stanley would end up fighting aliens. The action game will become sentient and wage war against the narrator. I'll surely have started far too joking on the nose for the tone of the game. Interpreted as making fun of shooters, which is not our intention. I would have liked it. Maintenance. The office. Have we seen? Ah, we saw this. Okay. So this has led us back round. We've checked in there. There, the narrator's emails. Stanley's office. From left to right, the other. First created in November 2011, March 2012, and February. Okay, so we just added a bit more stuff each time. That's the exit. But what happens if we go back to the narrator's room?
The number 9. Stanley pushed the orange lever. Stanley walked over the bridge. Frank, is this that upper building? Now look closely, Stanley. See how it's impossible for the player to do anything in this room. Perfect example of poor level design. I don't know. Textbook. They're throwing a surprise. It's the kind of thing you pick up on intuitively if you have even the most fundamental understanding of good and...
Okay, I think he's just repeating himself, so we're going to go to the exit. I guess, because I think we've been everywhere. I assume the point of this bit was like a museum. Oh no, not there. Where's the exit? Through here? Yes.
Oh, look at these two. How they wish to destroy one another. How they wish to control one another. How they both wish to be free.
What if I just walk away? Or am I like stuck? I feel I might be stuck. It's weird because there's not even footprint, like foot sounds here. All right, let's turn it off.
Can you see? Can you see how much they need one another? No, perhaps not. Sometimes these things cannot be seen.
Oh, hello.
Listen to me. You can still save those two. You can stop the program before they both fail. Push escape and press quit. There's no other way to beat this game. As long as you move forward, you'll be walking someone else's path. Stop now and it'll be your only true choice. Whatever you do, choose it. Don't let time choose for you. Don't let...
Someone was following Stanley. He was sure of it. If he checked over his shoulder now, he would surely catch them. It was only a matter of time.
Kind of want to do that ending again.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
And I want to try hit and escape. Well, I don't think that meant much difference.
Person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office.
Yeah, so we've got one more thing to do here. We've got to check the this door. Oh god, do we want to go up or down?
Right here.
Okay, now what if we do down? Oh, so that elevator does nothing. And we can't try going down the stairs. Okay, so in that case...
Here's the door, just go.
Alright, Saki.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
I'll do this, but I want to try the colours.
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out?
Oh, yeah.
Now the monitors jumped to life, their true nature revealed. Each bore the number of an employee in the building, Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen, and Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing. This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true.
Okay, so I need to turn it
really been under someone's
on and then go do the
was
screens.
This the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly? No. He refused to believe it. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control? Never. It was unthinkable, wasn't it? Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world? But here was the proof, the heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions.
Right.
Happy or sad
Just
or
go
content.
turn it on.
Walking, eating, working, all of it monitored and
then we'll
commanded
come
from
back.
this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another. Oh, Stanley, you didn't just activate the controls.
Yes, I did.
After they kept you enslaved all these years, you go and you try to take control of the machine for yourself. Is that what you wanted? Control? Oh, Stanley, I applaud your effort, I really do. But you need to understand, there's only so much that machine can do. You were supposed to let it go. Turn the controls off.
Yellow, green, blue,
If
red.
you want to throw my story
Yellow,
on track, you're going to have to
green,
do much better than
blue,
that.
red.
I'm afraid you don't have nearly the power you think you do. For example, and I believe you'll find this...
Come on!
pertinent, Stanley suddenly realized he had just initiated the network's emergency detonation system. In the event that this machine is activated without proper DNA identification, nuclear detonators are set to explode, eliminating the entire complex. How long until detonation then? Let's see.
Yellow, green, blue, red. Yellow, green, blue, red.
Ah, now this is making things a little more fun, isn't it, Stanley? It's your time to shine. You are the star. It's your story now. Shape it to your heart's desires. Oh, this is much better than what I had in mind.
Yellow.
What a shame we have so little time left to enjoy
Red.
it. Mere moments
Blue.
until the bomb goes off. But what precious moments each one of them is. More
yellow,
time to talk about you,
blue,
about me,
red.
where we're going. What all
Okay,
this
they're
means,
fucked.
I barely know where to start. What's that? You'd like to know where your co-workers are? A moment of solace before you're obliterated? All right, I'm in a good mood. You're gonna die anyway. I'll tell you exactly what happened to them. I erased them. I turned off the machine. I set you free. Of course, that was merely in this instance of the story. Sometimes when I tell it, I simply let you sit there in your office forever, pushing buttons endlessly and then dying alone. Other times, I let the office sink into the ground, swallowing everyone inside, or I let
Three?
it burn to a crisp. I have to say this, though.
Wait,
this
three's
version
over there,
has
isn't
been
it?
rather amusing. Watching you try to make sense of everything and take back the control wrested away from you, it's quite rich. I almost hate to see it go. But I'm sure whatever I come up with on the next go-around will be even better. My goodness, only 34 seconds left. But I'm enjoying this so much. You know what? To hell with it. I'm going to put some extra time on the clock, why not? These are precious additional seconds, Stanley. Time doesn't grow on trees. Oh dear me, what's the matter, Stanley? Is it that you have no idea where you're going or what you're supposed to be doing right now? Or did you just assume when you saw that timer that something in this room was capable of turning it off? I mean, look at you. Running from button to button, screen to screen, clicking on every little thing in this room. These numbered buttons, no, these colored ones. Or maybe this big
Yeah, I've
red
got no
button.
idea.
Or this door. Everything, anything, something here will save me. Why would you think that, Stanley? That this video game can be beaten? Won? Solved? Do you have any idea what your purpose in this place is? But you really believe there's an answer? How many times will you replay this bit, looking desperately for a solution? 10? 100? 1,000? I look forward to finding out and to watching the bomb go off each time you fail. Just you and me in a retching explosion of fire and metal over and over and over for all of eternity. And Stanley died again. And Stanley died again. And Stanley died again.
No, I think that's
Take a look
it.
at the clock, Stanley. That's 30 seconds you have left to struggle. 30 seconds until a big boom and then nothing. No ending here. Just you being blown to pieces. Will you cling desperately to your frail life? Or will you let it go peacefully? Another choice. Make it count. Or don't. It's all the same to me. All a part of the joke. And believe me, I will be laughing at every second of your inevitable life from the moment we fade in until the moment I say, happily ever after.
Nope, that didn't work either. Okay, so this time we want to go down from the boss's office.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Yeah.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office. Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Nope. Stanley went downstairs.
But Stanley just couldn't do it. He considered the possibility of facing his boss. Admitting he had left his post during work hours, he might be fired for that. And in such a competitive economy, why had he taken that risk? All because he believed everyone had vanished? His boss would think he was crazy. And then something occurred to Stanley. Maybe, he thought to himself, maybe I am crazy.
Well,
all of my co-workers blinking mysteriously out of existence in a single moment for no reason at all.
This is looping.
None of it made any logical sense. And as Stanley pondered this, he began to make other strange observations. For example, why couldn't he see his feet when he looked down? Why did doors close automatically behind him wherever he went? And for that matter, these rooms were starting to look pretty familiar.
Yeah.
They were simply repeating. No, Stanley said to himself, this is all too strange. This can't be real. And at last, he came to the conclusion that had been on the tip of his tongue. He just hadn't found the words for it. I'm dreaming, he yelled. This is all a dream. Oh, what a relief Stanley felt to have finally found an answer, an explanation. His co-workers weren't actually gone. He wasn't going to lose his job. He wasn't crazy after all. And he thought to himself, I suppose I'll wake up soon. I'll have to go back to my boring real-life job pushing buttons. I may as well enjoy this while I'm still lucid. So, he imagined himself flying and began to gently float above the ground. Then he imagined himself soaring through space on a magical starfield, and it too appeared. It was so much fun, and Stanley marveled that he had still not woken up. How was he remaining so lucid? And then perhaps the strangest question of them all entered Stanley's head. One he was amazed he hadn't asked himself sooner. Why is there a voice in my head dictating everything that I'm doing and thinking?
I mean, that is a
Now the
good
voice
question.
was describing itself being considered by Stanley, who found it particularly strange. I'm dreaming about a voice describing me, thinking about how it's describing my thoughts, he thought. And while he thought it all very odd and wondered if this voice spoke to all people in their dreams, the truth was that, of course, this was not a dream. How could it be? Was Stanley simply deceiving himself, believing that if he's asleep, he doesn't have to take responsibility for himself? Stanley is as awake right now as he's ever been in his life. Now, hearing the voice speak these words was quite a shock to Stanley. After all,
I'll walk him backwards and might do
beyond a
some.
doubt that this was in fact a dream. Did the voice not see him float and make the magical stars just a moment ago? How else would the voice explain all that? This voice was a part of himself too. Surely, if he could just... He would prove it. He would prove that he was in control, that this was a dream. So he closed his eyes gently, and he invited himself to wake up. He felt the cool weight of the blanket on his skin, the press of the mattress on his back, the fresh air of a world outside this one. Let me wake up, he thought to himself. I'm through with this dream. I wish it to be over. Let me go back to my job. Let me continue pushing the buttons. Please, it's all I want. I want my apartment, and my wife, and my job. All I want is my life exactly the way it's always been. My life is normal. I am normal. Everything will be fine. I am okay.
One, two,
Stanley
B4.
began screaming. Please, someone, wake me up. My name is Stanley. I have a boss. I have an office. I am real. Please, just someone tell me I am real. I must be real. I must be. Can anyone hear my voice? Who am I? Who am I? And everything went black. This is the story of a woman named Mariella. Mariella woke up on a day like any other. She arose, got dressed, gathered her belongings, and walked to her place of work. But on this particular day, her walk was interrupted by the body of a man who had stumbled through town talking and screaming to himself, and then collapsed dead on the sidewalk.
Oh.
Although she would soon turn to go call for an ambulance, for just a few brief moments, she considered the strange man. He was obviously crazy. This much she knew. Everyone knows what crazy people look like. And in that moment, she thought to herself how lucky she was to be normal. I am sane. I am in control of my mind. I know what is real and what isn't. It was comforting to think this, and in a certain way, seeing this man made her feel better. But then she remembered the meeting she had scheduled for that day. The very important people whose impressions of her would affect her career, and by extension, the rest of her life. She had no time for this, so it was only a moment that she stood there, staring down at the body. And then she turned and ran.
And there you go.
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room to check on his co-workers. He never functioned well by himself and constantly needed support and guidance from others.
You cheeky
the thought
bastard.
of total solitude was terrifying to him. When Stanley came to a set of
Okay.
two open doors,
Don't think there's
he
anywhere
entered the
else
door
for
on
us
his
to
left.
go on the left.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. Ah, yes, truly a room worth admiring. It had really been worth the detour after all, just to spend a few moments here in this immaculate, beautifully constructed room. Stanley simply stood here, drinking it all in.
Beautiful.
But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
I want to ignore him completely now.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
Warning, do not jump from cargo, it will cause death. Oh god.
But in his eagerness to prove that he is in control of the story and no one gets to tell him what to do, Stanley leapt from the platform and plunged to his death.
Well, okay.
Good job, Stanley. Everyone thinks you are very powerful.
Right.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. When Stanley came to a set of two open doors, this was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it
Yes.
perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. Wow. Yes, this room. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
Nope.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago. Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here.
Have
I'm
we?
not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you've forgotten about. Please, stop trying to make every decision by yourself. Now, I'm not asking for me, I'm asking for her.
Who?
This is it, Stanley. Your chance to redeem yourself. To put your work aside. To let her back into your life. She's been waiting.
Who?
That's her, Stanley. You need to be the one to do this, to reach out to her. If you can truly place your faith in another, then pick up the phone.
That's a bit blinding.
Oh, Stanley, is that you? Hold on, sweetie. Sorry to keep you waiting. I'm just pulling the bread out of the oven. All right. Okay, there we go. All right, now, I want you to come in and tell me all about your day.
Gotcha. Oh, come on. Did you actually think you had a loving wife who'd want to commit their life to you? I'm trying to make a point here, Stanley. I'm trying to get you to see something. Come inside. Let me show you what's really going on here. Sorry, but you're in my story now.
Okay, I've got no choice.
This is a very sad story about the death of a man named Stanley.
Good morning, employee. Don't want to.
Stanley is quite a boring fellow. He has a job that demands nothing of him, and every button that he pushes is a reminder of the inconsequential nature of his existence. Look at him there, pushing buttons, doing exactly what he's told to do. He's pushing a button. Now he's eating lunch. Now he's going home. Now he's coming back to work. One might even feel sorry for him, except that he's chosen this life. But in his mind, he can go on fantastic adventures. From behind his desk, Stanley dreamed of wild expeditions into the unknown, fantastic discoveries of new lands. It was wonderful. And each day that he returned to work was a reminder that none of it would ever happen to him. And so he began to fantasize about his own job.
You bastards! You got rid of me
Imagine that
TV.
one day while at work, he stepped up from his desk to realize that all of his co-workers, his boss, everyone in the building had suddenly vanished off the face of the earth. The thought excited him terribly. So he went further. He imagined that he came to two open doors and that he could go through either. At last, choice. It barely even mattered what lay behind each door. The mere thought that his decisions would mean something was almost too wonderful to behold.
B.
As he wandered through this fantasy world, he began to fill it with many possible paths and destinations. Down one path lay an enormous round room with monitors and mind controls. And down another was a yellow line that weaved in many directions. And down another was a game with a baby. And he called it the Stanley Parable.
Okay.
It was such a wonderful fantasy, and so in his head he relived it again, and then again, and again, over and over, wishing beyond hope that it would never end, that he might always feel this free. Surely there's an answer down some new path, mustn't there be? Perhaps if he played just one more time. But there is no answer.
I knew that was going to
How
happen.
could there possibly be? In reality, all he's doing is pushing the same buttons he always has. Nothing has changed. The longer he spends here, the more invested he gets, the more he forgets which life is the real one.
Oh?
And I'm trying to tell him this, that in this world he can never be anything but an observer, that as long as he remains here, he's slowly killing himself. But he won't listen to me. He won't stop. Here, watch this. Stanley, the next time the screen asks you to push a button, do not do it.
Okay. We'll just sit here and wait. Fine.
You see? Can he just not hear me? How can I tell him in a way that he'll understand that every second he remains here, he's electing to kill himself? How can I get him to see what I see? How can I make him look at himself? I suppose I can't. Not in the way I want him to. But I don't make the rules. I simply play to my intended purpose, the same as Stanley. We're not so different, I suppose. I'll try once more to convey all this to him. I'm compelled to. I must. Perhaps, well, maybe this time he'll see. Maybe this time. And I tried again, and Stanley pushed a button. And I tried again, and Stanley pushed a button. And I tried.
Okay. And I think I'm going to use this opportunity to go take a 5-minute break, guys. I will be back shortly. Okay, guys. And I am back. Right. Resume. What I've done is I've pulled up a couple of the endings because I want to look at the new
All
stuff.
of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean?
And I'm going to
Stanley
get a
decided
couple of
to
the
go to
endings
meeting room. Perhaps he had simply
we
missed
haven't
a
got
memo.
yet. There you go. Oh, new content is unlocked. We'll go there after. You know what? Let's go.
Oh, new content? What does that mean, new content?
So we actually got here. Nice.
Hello, and thank you for playing the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe. As you may know, the Stanley Parable was a video game released in 2013 on home computers.
Okay.
After receiving critical and commercial success, it was expanded upon in 2022 with the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, a reimagining of the game for consoles and home computers. The Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe features exciting new content that broadens and expands the world of the Stanley Parable, delighting audiences the world over. Please, step inside and see what thrilling new adventures await in the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe.
Oh, well, this sounds delightful. I'm very excited to see the thrilling new Ultra Deluxe content. Okay, so far it's an elevator. Nothing special yet, but I'm sure it's just the beginning of a mesmerizing adventure. Is it broken? What's going on here? Should we be moving somewhere or... Oh, there we go. All right, finally, at long last, it's on to the new content. I've never been more ready. Let's do it.
Yeah.
I have to say, initial impressions of Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, mostly tedious. It's as if Oh, okay. Let's see the content. Give me the content, Stanley.
I'm on the way.
All right, let's see.
Jump circle.
The jump circle?
Oh. Oh.
Is that it? Surely that's not all the new content. There has to be something else, right?
I hope so. Oh, another elevator.
Goodness. Another elevator. Stanley, I have to say, initial impressions of this game are not positive. It's just elevators and jumping. Is this what passes for exciting new content? If this is new content, then I could just read you the whole dictionary. There's 20 hours of new content right there. Hell, I could count to 30 trillion. You could put that on the box. The Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, now with over 1,000 hours of new content. And oh, wait. There's more. Very good. Yes. I knew there had to be something else. Let's see it. I'm ready for whatever it is.
Thank you.
That's it? Oh, you've got to be kidding me. You see, Stan, this is what happens when greedy video game developers with no respect for their fan base rush a cheap expansion to market for no reason other than to make an easy dollar. And don't get me started on the level of craftsmanship that's gone into it. In fact, I'm looking right now at the game's achievements, and it's hard to believe one of them actually says, "Test achievement, please ignore." What quality assurance department signed off on this? I'm infuriated and I'm offended, and I intend to find these people on Twitter and hold them personally accountable. It's my fault, Stanley. I built up too much anticipation around the new
Stanley
content.
Parable EA
It could
Games
never have
version.
lived up to such
Wow,
expectations.
Fishling.
If you're still
Shots
with me,
fired.
why don't we just reset the game and we'll try to get back to what the Stanley Parable is really about?
Hey, I can
No
go under the
frills,
sign.
No gimmicks.
I'm stuck in the
Just you
sign.
and me having a great time together like always. What do you say,
Oh,
friend?
how's it going, buddy? But wait, what? Wait, ooh. Been boycotting EA since Battlefield 2. I will play an EA published game, but I won't make play an EA created. Yep.
Stanley, come over here. In the vent.
Okay.
I want to show you something.
Down there.
Okay, you remember how cheap and unsatisfying the new Ultra Deluxe content turned out to be?
Yes.
Well, it got me thinking about the past and how much better the Stanley Parable used to be. So I made something special and tucked it away here where the game's developers won't find it. Just our little secret. Take a
Ooh.
look. I call it the Memory Zone. It's where I've been storing all my favorite memories so I can relive
Bought
the peak
add-ons
experiences of my
For
life
Battlefield 2,
whenever
couldn't
I
download
want.
the add-ons.
Experiences like the
You had
launch
to
of the
download, but
Stanley
the site
Parable
was
on
down and they were
PC.
still selling. What the? But- Wow, that's bullshit, man.
You see, Stanley, doesn't the Memory Zone remind you of how wonderful Stanley Parable was before it was sullied with a cheap re-release? Remember back in October of 2013, when the game originally launched? Back then, video games had integrity. Back then, it all meant something. Oh, the waste.
A BAFTA. Spec Ops and Armored Fury. Bought them at Saturn with case. Opened it, no CD, only a key and a link. And the link only leads to... What the fuck, man? See, that's what I don't like. Like I said, if EA have published the game, I can live with it. I don't think people should use them as publishers, but I can live with it. But they're made games? Nah, go fuck yourself. Ugh. Back when everyone used to use Firefox. A trip down memory lane. What's that? Their first dollar they made. Go outside, don't play for 5 years. I'm watching on Firefox right now. It is impossible to get this achievement. Well, okay. Game innovation, debut game, and story nominee. New video game releasing today. LA Times. Oh, dear. Little Stanley. Is that a... Oh, a little hamster. I wish we could sit on that bench.
And over here is where I keep reviews of the Stanley Parable. Like this stunning triumph of games journalism, 10 out of 10 from Destructoid.com.
Don't read any reviews. Except this one.
Writes, and
I hate it when people write that kind of shit.
So many games that aspire to be more than games end up less than any form of art. Stanley Parable strives, and
I read not.
To be every
Never
game
heard of
ever
Destructoid.
created. Did you hear that, Stanley? Every game ever created. That's how grand and all-encompassing the original Stanley Parable was. It was literally every game ever created. It was Skyrim. It was Persona 3.
See that?
It was all of them.
I'm confused because that's the Mod DB logo.
It's no games at all. It isn't even the Stanley Parable anymore. It's just a husk now. A lifeless husk
or the Destruct
with an hour of new elevator content.
What's down here? We'll never know. This is peaceful. Time person of the year. Oh. I remember when that was the thing in the yeah, I know. I saw them. I saw the buttons. There's the on and off button and the lights, camera, elevator button. And oh wait, there's stuff up there. Buy on stick. What have you sent me? What? I'll check in a minute. Hang on. What have you just sent me? Oh, for that. Okay. Time to port interprets from the jump circle. It won't let me jump. I'm hammering space. It won't let me jump. I don't think I can use them. Okay, great. Oh, I hate dealing with humans. The greatest wealth is memory. Memories. Like the smiles we left behind.
Here's another moving passage. This time
I remember when they used to carpet
the Stanley
texted.
Parable is
But not.
both a richly stimulating commentary on the
I
nature
remember
of choice in games, and one that
when they
offers
used to
some
get
of the most
like
enjoyable,
when
surprising,
I can't remember what the company was. I've got one downstairs,
I've ever been
but when
confronted
they used
with
to
in a
do indie
game.
games as a
9
physical
out of 10.
release.
Don't you get it, Stanley? The game was perfect. It didn't need anything else. It didn't need new content. It just needed to be left alone, to spend the rest of time collecting dust in the hallowed hall of beloved video game memories.
Is there a way to get in there? Your number is 29. Won't let me in there. Source engine.
These were simpler times, Stanley.
Ah, now we can go in
But
it.
I wouldn't give to go back, to have it all over again. Wait, hang on. I don't recall this part of the memory zone before. What's this? What's that?
Reviews.
Oh no. Oh God, no.
Steam reviews.
Reviews
No,
from Steam,
not
online
the
video
Steam
game
reviews.
distributor. I haven't looked at these in years. I can't even imagine what's been collecting down here. Surely these reviews were glowing as well, weren't they? Oh Honestly, I could not be bothered to play this game to full completion. The narrator is obnoxious and unfunny, with his humor and dialogue proving to be more irritating than entertaining. Unfunny? I'm not trying to be funny. I'm trying to make a serious work of art. I suppose I could write up a handful of gags to insert into the Stanley Parable, but the game is already such a densely layered web of profound philosophical insights that I can't even imagine where I'd have the room to stick them.
I've got a few places where he could stick them. Oh, yeah, yeah. That's it. Take me up. Take me up on the pallet. Up! No. Bastard. Waiting for the head crabs to pop up. No! Hmm. Oh, I wish you could read that. Can't go in there.
Okay, let's see what this one says.
I do it.
While
Repetitive
the
and
idea of
boring.
games- For someone who prefers non-linear games, this preachiness gets annoying fast. Preachy? Stanley? I'm not preachy, am I?
Someone who prefer...
You can tell me if I'm preachy. Honestly, you can.
No, I...
Goodness. This is actually quite shocking for me.
Thing is, right, I will...
Well, to be honest, I had always thought of the game's dialogue as being rather terse to begin with.
I will never
Know how
knock
much
a
fluff
Steam
I stuffed in the
review
game to get it to feel as light and
because
airy
it's
as it
their
is. Well,
opinions.
I
And if a game's not for you, a game's not for you.
Yeah.
Like, that's the way it is. There's tons of games. I can't stand The Witcher 3 or the Bloodborne games.
Track record. I feel
Or any of the Souls
like a
ones.
failure.
I don't like them.
like I let these people down. Perhaps
A hard game for me
isn't quite as
isn't-
stirring as I always remember.
Isn't the sign of a good game. Other people like it. That's absolutely not an issue.
What's this one got to say?
Supposed to be a parallel.
You constantly
Listen
have
to
to stop doing anything so the narrator can catch up with his long-winded explanations of what's happening.
Wish there was a skip
I
button.
wish there was a skip button. A skip button.
Okay, you know what? That wouldn't be a terrible idea.
Yes, I think we can do that. If I'm truly too preachy, then maybe letting you skip ahead for just a moment, surely it couldn't hurt. Not if it means we can strike these negative reviews from the record. Only positive reviews of the Stanley Parable. That's my motto today.
Nope.
It's always been my motto.
Come on, horror game.
Anything for the customer, Stanley. Yes, a skip button we shall have.
Oh, a skip button.
And here it is. Go ahead and give it a shot. I'll pop you forward in time so that the second my incessant droning starts to bore you, with just the push of a button, you'll have zipped right past it. It's what the players have been asking for, and I'm
Do we
very
just let him
proud to
continue
deliver.
waffling, yeah?
No more listening to me rambling on and on and on. No, 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 no. The Stanley Parable is a game for the people. And if the people want silence, then by goodness, that's what they're going to get. Well, don't sit around waiting for me to shut up. Go ahead and make me shut up. Here, we'll pretend that I've just begun an interminable monologue, and it goes something like this. The story and the choices, or what have you, and therefore...
Okay. Shut up.
Oh, you're back, you see. You were only frozen in time for a few minutes, but it was plenty of time for me to deliver a long, rambling monologue full of unnecessary verbal...
Oh,
filler
he's
and mental
waffling again.
ruminations. Well, there, sport. You really did catch me rambling on a bit, didn't you?
Yes.
But that's the power of the button. The minute I start to go off on a thoughtless display of self-absorption, it's right at your fingertips.
Oh,
to go,
stop it.
Okay, welcome back, Stanley. Now, I should say that the amount of time the button has been
Oh,
skipping
my door's
through
gone.
is becoming longer and longer. That last one was, well, I want to say maybe 30, 45 minutes.
Really?
Not unendurable by any means, but it's, well, there's really only so much I can ramble on to myself about. I know, it's shocking, isn't it? But at any rate, I do suggest that we not press the button again.
Okay.
I think the skip button has been aptly demonstrated, and we can say goodbye.
Yeah, I
to it.
agree.
And wait, how do we get out of here? Where did the door go?
I don't know.
Wasn't there a door that led into this room?
Yes.
I do feel...
Oh, shut up.
Stanley! Stanley, please don't
Oh.
push
And the ads are over. So let's resume.
the button again. It's been 12 hours.
How's it?
You've just been frozen there. I don't know why the skips are getting longer, but they're really, truly getting longer. And my God, there's no way out of the room. Stanley, the door is gone. It's completely
Yeah,
gone.
I got that.
I've looked at it from every angle. I've checked every one of those walls 1,000 times. And there's no door, Stanley. There's no door.
No, there isn't.
There's just you and the button. And if you keep pressing it, I have no idea what will happen. I have no idea how long I'll be made to sit here. And more than anything else, I don't know how to stop you from pressing the button again.
Well, you can't.
Look back.
Oh.
Back. Oh, my goodness. I have someone to talk to again. Stanley, I think it's been a week.
A week?
Or 2 weeks.
2?
I've been sitting here all that time. Just sitting here. Not a single person to speak with. And you'd think that that's just how it's always been, right? Me talking and you saying nothing.
Well, yeah.
Would you think that it's exactly the same as always? Doesn't that feel like
I know.
what we've already been doing?
I think they
Me
definitely
just
need a
talking.
new,
It isn't, Stanley.
a new
It isn't the same
janitorial
at
staff.
all. It isn't even close. Because I know you can't hear me once you put
Oh,
that-
shut up. Oh. So how's Patrick, anyway? And how are you, Fishling?
Hello, it's you.
Yes.
You're here again. Welcome. I have
Hi.
had time to think about you and about us.
You're good.
And about
Good.
everything
I'm
we've been
glad.
through. I've had so much time. I stopped keeping track after a year. Have you ever sat down in one place?
year?
Not moved for one
It's
entire
been a year.
Let me describe it for you.
And all the bulbs are
To
gone.
begin with, there is only
Nah,
regret.
need better
There is
bulbs.
only the turning wheel of missed opportunities.
Get some
I felt
LEDs,
nothing
man.
at all but regret for the longest time, Stanley.
Oh, you regret...
Days, months. I lost it all in a blur of the deepest longing to undo the
Oh, even the plants died,
And
look.
when that feeling had begun to subside, what took its place is what I can only describe as the collapse of every moment I have ever experienced my entire life. All of them collapsed down into a single instant.
Shut up.
In-
Hello? 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 I'm back to the way I'm doing great. The most notable of issues ever. Too many games to play. Absolutely addicted to against all the... Me and Tropico have been playing through Split Fiction. Fucking... Yeah. Playing that again on Thursday. On Wednesday. It's fucking awesome. Dude, if you got a game you love, don't fucking worry about it. Because it's a game you love. Therefore, you're enjoying it. Therefore, purpose of games. I guess I'm clicking the button again. Oh, smoke alarm's going off. That's irritating. Oh, the clocks fell down. Clock's broken.
But they didn't understand the game was never meant to be funny. It was meant to have a point. It was meant to speak to the human condition. But where are the
Dude.
jokes? Where are the jokes? They bemoaned, they screamed, they gnashed their teeth and said,
Dude.
entertain us. It
Let
wasn't enough. They had to leave a
me
pathetic little thumbs down review and
entertain
make all of their
you.
pitiful demands. But then, he's talking too much, they said.
Oh! Hello? 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 No! No, not at all. Not in the slightest. There's a chair in the corner. Hello? Is there anybody here? Guess not.
The end is never the end.
Is never the end, 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 is never the... Oh, wait a minute. Are we leaking? Yeah, we got some leaks. Exciting new content. I know, just stand here and hit the skip button 1,000 times. Oh, I'd love one at points. Oh, there's a hole in me ceiling. And my walls fell down. Where's my ladder? Oh no, my ladder fell over. Hi. Hi, cat. What do you want? What do you want? What do you want? Oh. Guys, I think this is the end of the stream. I can't see shit. Hey, so I'm guessing the more we press this now, the more... Oh, wow. Nature... How many... Like, how long has it been? Wait, what? It was a little inconsistent. Or has the world ended? Like, fucking spooky now. Nope! The end is never the end, is never the end, is never the end, is never the... Oh, we got an exit. We've got an exit. I mean, if there's an end, I think we've found it. Oh, I won't let you climb up. That's boring. Where are we? I mean... Can we hit the button again, even though it's on the floor? No. Okay. I guess we'll go off in this direction. I mean, if there's life, they'd follow the sun, right? Like, if life had evolved or stayed, they'd... Follow the sun. Ah! We're here.
Stanley knew the office layout like the back of his hand.
Today I learned
It was
life
only
is
a
like
matter
some...
of time before he found the others, wherever they were. Just a matter of time.
New content. Alright,
Oh, good. You noticed my sign.
I did.
Yes, I have something very exciting to show you.
What? Alright, buddy. You have a good night, and I will catch you soon. Okay, so what's he done this time?
You see, Stanley, I've been reflecting on the Stanley parable and about how roundly disappointing this ultra deluxe version has turned out to be. The original Stanley parable was a landmark, and any new content for it should live up to that legacy.
Yeah.
So forget this ultra deluxe nonsense. I say we take it
one
step even further. Which is why I'm very proud to announce for the first time ever, the Stanley Parable 2.
Oh! The end is never the end
Yes,
again.
you see, isn't this far superior to
Or
a measly
2-7.
re-release with a few minor additions? Think of all the new territory we'll cover with a fully fledged sequel. An entirely new experience.
Updated
built from the
computers.
ground up. Why, there are so many possibilities. It could go in so many different directions.
Taste the
This
sequel.
is what fans have truly been asking for.
Sticky nuts.
Calling it the Stanley Parable 2 is just so much catchier than Ultra Deluxe, don't you think?
I mean, yeah.
Ultra Deluxe? What does it even mean? But the Stanley Parable 2, now that's an artistic statement. Right
It is.
there. It's future-oriented.
They're back.
It screams
Two
progress
doors.
and innovation and long-term franchising potential.
Old and busted, new hardness. Old and busted, new hardness. More TSP, better TSP. Win, win. 1, 2. Color edge, lever, holistic value. Oh my god. TSP logo ideas. Oh, that one's from, the number 3 is, the beginner's guide. Thanks for attending my meeting. I like these logo concepts.
Now, to be clear, I haven't quite nailed down what exactly the Stanley Parable 2 is going to be.
I mean,
but let's take a look at some of the features I've been developing for it. I figure that if I can loosely organize a handful of interesting concepts, that surely the game will sort of naturally spring up around them.
I mean,
It'll all work itself out.
yeah?
Game development is much more of a fuzzy magic than anything scientific or logical, really.
Sometimes that works, yeah. New features. Like I say, sometimes that does just work.
Here we are. Go on, try out some of the new features.
Alright. The button that says the name of the player that's playing the game.
For the Stanley Parable 2, I asked myself, what do players really want? And of course, the first and most obvious answer is that they want to be individually recognized and validated as people. So with that in mind, my first addition to the game is this button which speaks the name of the person playing the game. Isn't that wonderful?
Jim.
Sorry, I should have clarified. Right now, the button only says the name Jim. But of course, in the final game, this button will say your name, whatever name that is. Here, let's have you role play as Jim to really simulate the full experience of this
Let me
feature.
go down the
Just
stairs.
play along. I promise you'll
Let me go back down the stairs.
Okay, here we go. Let's take a deep breath, clear your mind, forget whoever you are, and simply become a person named Jim. I want you to
Jim,
imagine
Jim,
yourself
Jim,
living
Jim,
as
Jim.
Sleeping
Oh,
and
that's a
waking
bit of a
as
big
Jim,
button.
falling in love.
That
and
button
being
is very small.
heartbroken as Jim,
Oh, I agree.
seizing
That button
all
is
the
very
world's
right.
possibilities as Jim, and as
My
Jim,
name
watching
is
your
Jim.
dreams
My
crumble into
name is
dust.
Jim. Oh, what have we got
Do
over
you
a
feel it
sofa?
deeply? Are you really, truly Jim right now?
Yes, I am
If
Jim.
so, then please step forward and press the
Oh, a laptop. Oh, I bet that even has my name on it. Oh, I'm Jim. Jim. Oh. Oh, wow. That sent me name,
What a
Jim.
thrill,
Oh,
what a rush.
wow.
That was you! The
Woo.
button described you. Do it again, do it again.
All right, go on then. That's the kind of thing Jim would do.
It hits even harder
Yeah.
the second
Yeah.
time.
100%
If this were the
agree, my
only
dude.
new feature in the Stanley Parable 2, it would still be worth the money. Let's take a break from the Jim button. I'm too emotionally drained from all of this personal validation. Whoa there, cowboy. Sometimes a person can be too much Jim.
But I'm Jim.
I'm putting the Jim button away. Otherwise, soon you'll start to lose all sense of who you actually are.
Aw. Oh, well. I got to be Jim for a while.
Bye, have a beautiful time.
I mean, that's what definitely happened. How are you, gamer? General Kenobi. Right, what else we got?
I suppose I could allow only people named Jim to play the Stanley Parable.
You could
2.
do that.
Would actually save me the work of
Whole new
finishing this
office.
feature.
Red is the new orange. Doing good. Good. The new updated ray traced. More of the same, but in a good way. The sequel to the.
Oh god, it's just...
The reassurance bucket. Please no screenshots.
Okay, I'll be honest, I haven't yet decided on this one. I think that in the new
I'm
version,
doing well, thank you.
the office could use a bit of decoration, like balloons. But I'm undecided on Get Well Someday and Happy 12th Birthday. Which would you go with?
Ooh, I mean, I like that one, but I like that one. Was that a hand in the camera? No, there was no hand in the camera. We'll go with that.
You know, Sometimes when you solicit another person's opinion, it makes you realize that you knew which one you actually really wanted all along.
Oh.
Well, someday it is.
That's not the... Fuck you!
Or actually, maybe I should have gone with... No. No, I've made my decision. We're moving on.
Okay. Settings World Champion. Free achievement. Free new and easy achievement. I can't believe it. It's that simple. What about the jump circle? Look, the jump circle's back.
You know what? Let's bring the jump circle back for Stanley Parable 2 as well. It's... Oh, wait. You already spent all your jumps the first time we saw the jump circle. Oh, well. I suppose it can just be a nice decorative piece, then.
Well, the game said screw you. Apparently so. Okay, let's see. Fast new... It's... I can't believe it's that simple. Yeah, we'll go for the new achievement. Actually, we'll go there later. Where else could we go? Ooh, what's over here? Infinite hole.
Stanley, here's an idea that I'm truly fond of.
Okay.
It's never been done before in a video game. This is, in fact, a hole that you can fall down forever.
Saw the butt. Looking at Red and went.
You can fall until the end of time, if you like. A stunning leap
Oh.
forward for video games as a medium.
Give me your lap. I'm breaking everything. Give me your lap. She's plotting. She's your problem now.
Why is she Can you pick that up? Why is she plotting?
She's plotting to go back on top of the thing.
Oh, on top of the medicine cabinet.
Yes, she's plotting.
Go in. You think I should? Whee!
Plotting.
You're plotting, cat, are you?
You see? Isn't it wonderful? One of my more ingenious concoctions.
Stay
as I
in.
do.
Stay in the hole.
Now then, since you've gotten to see the infinite hole, you can press the teleport button to pop back up to the top, and we can continue onward.
She wants to make the string 20 times. Okay, I'll make the string 20 times
I
better.
don't mean to be a bummer, but I do recommend you use the teleport button to go back to the top. We do it on the sooner rather than later spectrum of things.
Can you play? Do you think she can play?
Okay, Stanley, I don't know quite how to say this tactfully, but it's possible that I slightly exaggerated the infinite nature of the hole.
There you
Is
go.
it
She
very,
hit a
very
string.
deep hole? To be certain, it is. It's an extremely deep hole. I don't want anyone to say that it isn't an astonishingly deep hole. It is. Is it infinite? Well, that sort of depends on your definition of infinity. From one perspective, the infinite is merely philosophical in nature. It's more of a... Okay, well, good for you. You found the bottom of the hole. You found
Better
out,
than you- yeah.
Stanley.
Yeah.
I'm a liar and a cheat, and you're so clever. Look, I think the issue here is just that you're unusually fascinated by falling.
Yes.
What normal person actually wants to fall infinitely? I figured the hole was as deep as anyone would actually need. Don't you put this on me.
Meeting
Maybe
at 2
you're the
p.m.
problem. Look, things got a
A
little...
lot of people have just been
there.
throwing
We
cigarette
said
butts
some
down
things
here.
We didn't mean. Why don't we just put all this behind us and agree to just call the hole mostly infinite? If that works for you, then go ahead and press the teleport button to warp up to the top of the hole, and we can...
Who said I was normal in the
I'll
first
just be
place?
up here when you're ready. Great.
Oh.
Now, I'm very excited to show you even more of my ideas
So what's
for
for
the
dinner?
sequel.
I don't want to eat my own ass. Can we go back? Yeah, sure, we can go back.
Oh, for heaven. You see, I was right. The problem is you. The problem is that you like holes too much. Not normal. A normal person would have said, yep, that's an infinite hole right there. Goes on forever till the end of time. Don't need to see it all, but not you. Oh, no. You have a weird...
We can have the rapture.
Oh. Did the hole seem even shorter to you this time? I couldn't help but feel like you spent a little less time in there than you did before. I mean, admittedly, I didn't make an
I don't know. I'll probably explore this bit because I can't really think. Like, I don't. Obviously, the main game there's like
you've had enough of the hole,
a lot of endings, so I figured I'd probably just go through this.
Had enough? I'm positively thrilled.
What do we think? Do we go back again?
There's so much more to show you and to talk about, and I've had enough of the hole for a
Not gonna lie, the more you fuck around in these games, the more. Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, we go back. Okay, let's go back.
Gosh, how could I have guessed? You're back in the hole. If this starts to become a thing, wow. Okay. Yes. I'm starting to become extremely certain that the hole is not only not infinite, but that it's growing steadily less and less infinite. I suspect that I'm starting to hit the point where it's no longer feasible to call the hole infinitely deep, even by the lax overall standards for accountability in marketing. What's going on here?
We get a whole.
Stanley, I have no explanation for the.
We get the
uncertain
whole
nature
of floor.
the hole's
Yeah.
length. Here, let's try something. Let's pop back up to the top, and we'll see if it gets any shorter. Oh, there it is. The shame of my lie has come to haunt me. Not only is the hole not infinite, but it's barely even. How is this still appealing to you? I know you're obsessed.
I actually didn't mean to fall in that time.
I just can't see this scratching the it. Oh, who am I to judge? You just do.
I actually tried to
what it is
get to the
you're
door,
here to do
but-
and hit the teleport button when you're ready to move on. Is the teleport button not working? You sure? Well, I mean, I really don't have an explanation. Still nothing. Well, I suppose there is one thing I can do to fix this. I'm out.
What?
Goodbye, Stanley.
Hey!
You couldn't bear to be away from the hole, and now you'll get more time with it than you could ever have asked. It's a win for everyone. You get to be with the hole, I get to do literally anything else. Take care, Stanley. I hope you and the hole have a wonderful rest of eternity.
Just the two of us. We can make it if we try. Just the two of us. Just the two of us. Just the two of us. Building castles in the sky. Just the two of us. You and I. We fucked. Oh, hello. Oh! We're going down. We're going down, down, diddly down. Sugar, we're going down, sweet. But I didn't get to explore all the new content. I want to see more new content. Goodbye, cruel world. F to change your perspective. Oh! That was the plan all along. G to change your perception? H to change your reality. Oh, I like the purple light. We'll keep the purple. Oh, God. Yeah, I think this is what... J to change yourself? Oh yeah, I think that one.
Stanley? Stanley? Stanley!
Yeah.
Oh, good, you're awake. It seems you had sort of dozed off there, drifting away into dreamland. But we can't have that, Stanley, because this hole is just so darn fascinating that I want you to be wide awake for every second of it. You don't want to miss a single moment. So how about if I just pop in from time to time and wake you up to keep you really, truly focused on the hole? From the looks of things, you and I will have many, many years here in this hole, and I'm looking forward to all of them. Stay alert, Stanley. I'll be back. Toodlepip.
All right, Arnold. Oh. Ah, it spawns us back here, okay.
Here we are. Go on. Try out some of the new features.
Okay, so we've done that. We've been through here, I think. Oh yeah, we did that. Okay, let's go check out the Bucket of Reassurance.
A common complaint of the Stanley Parable was that it was confusing and paradoxical, that it engendered a chaotic sense of reckless despair in those who...
I'm not reassured. Where's the bucket?
Well, I'm happy to say that after much
Dude, where's the bucket?
I've engineered a clever solution to this fundamental
Dude,
problem.
give me the bucket.
It's the Stanley Parable Reassurance Bucket.
Dude, I want my bucket.
You see, Stanley, every time you're holding the bucket, a sense of calm and ease will fill your mind.
Yeah, I want the bucket. Give me the bucket!
As long as you hold on to the bucket, the many disorienting contradictions of the Stanley Parable will feel perfectly normal and perhaps even comfortable.
No!
You may even come to long for the gentle embrace of jarring cognitive dissonance while the bucket is in your arms. And to be honest, it's a much more convenient solution for me than actually redesigning the game to be less uncomfortable. Can you imagine what a pain in the ass that would be? Yes, the bucket is the perfect solution. Come on, give it a try.
My bucket.
Can you feel it? The glow of comfort, even in the face of crushing despair, must already be sweeping through your body. And in fact, can I say that I do believe the bucket lends you an air of charisma as well?
Oh, does it?
I think that just holding it has made you the slightest bit more attractive as a person. The benefits of the bucket seem to go on and on, don't they?
Yes.
All this and more await you in the Stanley Parable 2.
Ooh. I'm taking the buggy with me.
Does anyone give
Okay, we got ads. And we are
out award for most enjoyable bucket in a video game? That really should be an award if it isn't already.
finally. Bucket! Okay. Okay, we see. Done that. That's what I pay my internet bills for. Yep. Obviously. So I think... Oi! Don't eat that! I think we'll go for the free achievement. Imagine if Twitch showed out of a bucket.
Now, here's something special. You remember that broken test achievement that got left in the game on accident? Well, I'm developing a technology to simply give you the achievement. Yes.
Oh.
You see, okay, perhaps I should have clarified. This is technology that will exist. Right now, the achievement is still
I'm talking to the
fully
cat.
broken. I'm not a wizard, Stanley, but I guarantee it will be fixed in the sequel to at last satisfy the hordes of ravenous fans all over the world who have been uproariously demanding this feature. Gamers, we hear you, and I promise it will happen.
I want wanted a free achievement. I am, but I don't know how much longer. Nah, we're not getting it, chat. Sad. But my bucket will reassure me. I was clicking as fast as I could then, man.
What else? What other exhibits haven't we seen yet?
I mean, we haven't seen the collectibles.
Ah, collectibles. Now it's a real video game. In the Stanley Parable 2, you'll run around gathering up these miniature Stanley figurines. And what's truly innovative is that there will be no reward for collecting all of them. I don't want to stifle the intrinsic joy of watching a number go up. You simply collect all of them, and then you move the hell on with your unremarkable life.
Oh. Can you find them all? Probably not.
God, it really is the worst when you collect everything in a video game and then they give you a big fancy reward for it. Absolutely.
So let's see. We've done the jump circle. Yes. Free achievement. Yeah, we've done that. Done that. Oh yeah, where's the? So collectibles is behind us right now. So we want to find. Settings World Champion. It's like through the hole and to the left. No. There's the merch. Got the bucket. That's the infinite hole. I don't know. Shall I go and have a look? Shall we find out? I would imagine nothing. What's the Steam button for screenshots? F11. Oh, there we go. F12. You were close. Well, we took one. It didn't do anything. That's a bit boring. I would have made it give us, like, an achievement for that. Like, you naughty boy. That's the infinite hole one. Ah, this way to the World Settings Champion. Oh. I'll go in there, then. Oh, what's in here? That's new. Epilogue?
An epilogue would be fun, wouldn't it, Stanley? Yes, it will go at the end of the, well, we'll figure that out later.
Oh. I guess we've seen everything, then. Let's just make sure. Let's check the map again. So we've done the jump circle. We've seen the map. We've done the free achievement. We've done gym. We've been to the merch. We tried to get it. So we got the bucket. Yeah, we did the office decorations. Looked at the epilogue. We did the collectible. We did it. So yeah, I guess now we're just going to the exit. That artwork looks cool.
All right. Have you seen everything you wanted to?
I think
Ready
so.
to move on now? So, Stanley, what do you think?
Yeah,
Do
I
you
like it.
all of the new features? Yes, I know it's not exactly clear yet how exactly these features will come together as one single coherent video game, but I can feel it in my soul.
Yeah.
It's going to work.
Oh, yeah.
There's definitely a good game in there somewhere. Say, let's do an experiment.
Okay.
I'll arrange these new features together, and we'll see whether or not it coheres into a meaningful gameplay experience. Okay. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Here it is. I give you the Stanley Parable 2. I mean, there's potential here, right? It's sort of... Okay, never mind. Hold on. Let me do a different arrangement. Okay,
No.
Yes, this is much better. I feel good about
I thought that
this.
one worked
Here
quite
we go.
well.
Version 2.
Ooh.
Who am I kidding, Stanley? This isn't a coherent video game at all. It's a lot of gags. And I do very much enjoy creating gags, but they don't add up to anything. I wanted more than anything to create a sequel that would capture all the magic of the first game. I wanted fans to love it. No matter how good these gags are, they won't stand on their own. They would need the structure and the gameplay of the original. Wait, maybe that's it. I can take the original Stanley Parable and simply, well, insert a few of my new features into it.
Hey, there you go.
With respect, with care for the vision and integrity of the original game. Would it possibly work?
Yeah.
I suppose it could. But it would need a really, really tremendous title screen. A title screen that says with bold and uncompromising conviction, "This is the Stanley Parable 2. Let me see if I can whip something up.
Okay.
All right, perfect. Go ahead. Take a look.
Oh, yeah, let's begin the game. That sold me straight away.
This is the story of a man named Stanley. Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 427. Employee number 427's job was simple.
Yeah.
He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on a keyboard.
Okay.
Orders came to him through a monitor on his desk,
Yeah.
telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order. This is what employee 427 did every day of every month of every year. And although others might have considered it soul-lifting, Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in, as though he had been made exactly for this job. And Stanley was happy.
Good. I'm glad
And
Stanley
then
was
one
it.
day, something very peculiar happened. Something that would forever change Stanley. Something he would never quite forget.
And what is that?
He had been at his desk for nearly an hour
Oh.
when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor.
Oh,
that he
that's
followed.
not good.
No one had showed up to give him instructions, call a meeting, or even say hi. Never in all his years at the company had this happened. This complete isolation. Something was very clearly wrong. Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But
It's
as
a
he came
holiday.
to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office.
Okay.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Yeah, maybe. Maybe we missed a memo. Oh,
Stanley picked up the bucket.
yeah. The bucket is the only way to go, man. You've got to pick up your bucket.
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left.
Okay.
Still no one was here.
Oh.
Stanley needed the bucket's warmth and comfort now more than ever.
Yeah.
Perhaps his boss's office was where he'd find answers.
Yeah. And maybe.
Oh, Stanley, can you feel it? The broom closet. It wants the bucket. You can feel that, can't you?
No.
The aura of jealousness
No.
is clear as day. This broom closet believes it deserves the bucket. I can really feel it now. It's a bucket. It belongs in a broom closet. That's what the broom closet is trying to
No.
say here.
My bucket.
With the other cleaning supplies. Good for you, Stanley. Don't give in. Don't hand over the bucket. I know how hard it must be, given the pressure that the broom closet is putting on
Yeah,
your
I
shoulders
can
right
really
now,
feel the
but you have to
pressure.
be strong. This is your bucket. This is your companion and lifelong friend. You can't hand it over. Oh no, we're getting into name-calling now, it seems. Is this how low the broom closet has sunk, that it has to resort to this stream of petty insults simply in order to get you to hand over the bucket? Stanley, I never liked this broom closet for a variety of reasons, but even this is worse than I had imagined. And wait, now the broom closet has the gall to imply that you and the bucket are not truly deep and lasting friends?
Well, I'm
That your
leaving.
relationship is purely superficial and convenient? That your life is so banal and meaningless that you'd feel the same sort of kinship towards any inanimate object which happened to lay in your path in an even partially enticing manner? Well, I never. Go on, Stanley. Lay into it. Really tear the broom closet up for its demeaning
Look at
comments.
you. All you've
Expand
got
on
is a
the
few
wide variety of
wrenches
experiences you and the bucket have
and
shared together.
a
Go through
bit
each
of
of them
tape.
point.
There's no screwdrivers in here. What kind of broom closet is this?
As they have changed and evolved over the years, let him have it.
Yeah.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley and the bucket walked upstairs to the boss's office.
I'll screw you, broom closet, or even bloom closet.
You found one of them.
Hey.
One of the miniature Stanley figurines. Remember, no reward for collecting all of these, only the intrinsic pleasure of a job well done.
Yeah, got it.
You can't buy that sort of happiness, Stanley. God knows I've tried. So, I implore you to savor each and every moment you come across one of these beautiful figurines.
Yeah. Got it. Can't go in the special room.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Crushed by the weight of this revelation, Stanley may have broken down into an emotional dumpster fire if not for the soothing presence of the bucket. Even now, in his darkest of hours, did the bucket's warmth and guiding light pierce the dark clouds of confusion and chaos. It would be with him always. The bucket would, and he knew it. The two of them were inseparable. At this point, Stanley was so absorbed in the tender spiritual connection he shared with the bucket that he didn't notice the keypad behind the boss's desk. Nor in his bliss of simply being near the bucket did he have any notion that the PIN number for the keypad was 2845. But Stanley guessed the correct code by sheer luck.
Yeah, obviously.
Was it the bucket knew all along? Was the bucket guiding him?
Maybe.
Yes, this is certainly the most logical explanation. Another miniature Stanley figurine. This,
Whoa, we're
really must
halfway
be a snappy
there.
name for these things. What about mini stands? Stanley figs. What about Stanlerines? Yes, I think I like that. Another Stanlerine under your belt.
Okay.
The elevator raced downward, plummeting towards an unknown fate. It would be all Stanley could do to keep himself together, if not for the bucket.
I know.
Soothing him, comforting him, reassuring that in this darkest moment of uncertainty, he would be all right. The bucket is here for you, Stanley. Everything will be fine. Stanley and the bucket walked straight ahead through the large door that read, Mind Control Facility.
What if I just took the elevator back up? What if I said no?
Wait, Stanley said to the bucket. Can we go back up? When I was pressing those keypad buttons, there was something very intriguing about the number 3. I want to go back so I can try pressing the number 3 again. The bucket said nothing.
Yeah, see.
Here we are, said Stanley. Now I'm going to try out that number 3 button. He took the bucket over to the keypad and began absolute... Wow, he said. The number 3 is such a special button. I'm having the time of my life. Stanley looked expectantly at the bucket, but the bucket remained silent. This was a shock to Stanley, who had always felt such a connection with the bucket. How was this not as exciting to the bucket as it was to him? Once Stanley had had enough of the number 3, he got back in the elevator.
No? Can we keep going back up and down?
Perhaps the bucket had missed something. Perhaps it had not seen how much joy Stanley got from slamming the number 3 repeatedly.
Maybe.
A hint of regret nagged in the back of Stanley's mind. Should he? Stanley and the bucket walked straight ahead through the large door that read, Mind Control Facility. No, said Stanley to the bucket. You can't go on yet. Not till you understand how much the number 3 means to me. You and I have been through so much together, and I just want you to see what I see. Feel the happiness I feel. He smiled at the bucket, and the bucket said nothing.
Oh. That's unfortunate.
Here we go, said Stanley. This time I'll really show you. He ran to the number 3 and began to wail on it like a musician on a beloved instrument, weaving a concerto of truth and passion. He wielded the number 3 like a fine artist would wield a paintbrush. He told stories through the number 3, stories of his dreams and hopes and fears, and the whole time he looked to his bucket for a reaction of some kind. Anything to let him know that the bucket appreciated what he was doing. The bucket conveyed absolutely nothing at all, only silence. Crushed by a wave of dejection, Stanley returned to the elevator.
Okay.
Stanley and the bucket were so close. They'd always been there for one another. Why suddenly could the bucket not connect with this passion of Stanley's? The
Dunno.
question caused Stanley to ruminate the whole way down the elevator. He knew that there must be a way to get through to the bucket, to communicate fully with his dear friend. Surely there was a solution, mustn't there be?
Dunno.
Stanley and the bucket walked straight ahead through the large door that read, Mind Control Facility.
Oh, fine.
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley and the bucket both wondered to themselves.
I don't know. What secrets were there?
The monitors jumped to life, and Stanley nearly dropped the bucket in shock. Everyone in the office was being videotaped, monitored like guinea pigs. The bucket had never seen anything like this, and it very nearly burst into tears.
No, don't cry,
Stanley
Bucket!
held it gently, reassuring it that everything would be fine. Was the bucket under the mind control facility's influence as well?
Maybe.
Had the bucket been told to do things it didn't wish to do? What kinds of things does a bucket want to do or not want to do in the first place?
Dunno.
These questions raced furiously in Stanley's feeble mind. No! He screamed into the bucket. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control. Never! He squeezed the bucket tighter. His one friend in the entire world. At this point, he could trust no one except for the bucket. But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions, happy or sad or content. Walking, eating, working, all of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life.
Okay. I assume we do the good ending with the bucket?
Stanley and the bucket waited in blackness. Was it over? Yes, they had done it. Stanley and the bucket had defeated their greatest and darkest enemy, freed themselves from the tyrannical grip of the evil mind control machine. Freedom was now mere moments away. Excitedly, the two of them began to discuss the kind of life they wanted to live once they stepped through this massive door. The bucket wanted to learn to roller skate. Stanley wanted to sneeze in every country on Earth. Both of them wanted to begin watching a movie, any movie, but then stop it halfway through and begin watching it in reverse from the end. True, it was a simple life they envisioned, but it was one they'd lived together, with one another to lean on, to trust, to support. What? Wait. What was happening? Why had the door stopped? Was Stanley and the bucket not about to be freed? An unbearable silence filled the room, lingering in uncertainty. Until finally the truth hit Stanley square in the face. This building did not want the bucket to leave. Even the facility itself recognized the incredible calming presence of the bucket, needed the soothing warmth.
My bucket!
Would go to any lengths not to part with the bucket. No, no, no. Stanley can't leave this place. Not while he has such a precious bucket in his arms.
My
precious. Has anything to say about it. Stanley realized he would never again leave this very room. But at least he has the bucket. To be trapped eternally in darkness isn't really so bad, Stanley thought to himself. As long as I have my bucket with me, right? I'll be
yes,
okay,
I'll be done in a minute, darling.
Stanley gulped. Very soon now, he was about to find out.
And there we go.
All his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed him. Stanley lifted the bucket into his arms.
So yeah,
a wave of comfort
we
rushed
are
over him.
going. I think we're gonna go call it there.
Clutched the bucket tightly to his chin. This was not the
Oh, actually, I
correct
just
way to the
wanna-
meeting room, but Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him, telling him that the employee lounge was simply the place to be. And here it was.
There's
Had
the
bucket
employee
turned out to be
lounge.
correct? No, never mind. The bucket was wrong.
Oh, this was a way I never
Stanley
actually.
took the door on his left to go back to the meeting
I want to
room.
see what's through
And
here.
so
Actually,
the two of them detoured through the maintenance section and walked straight ahead to the opposite door.
what's here? Again, this is going to be my last one because I realise this is the way I never
I'm
went.
glad you found your way here. I knew you'd find this place eventually. You see, your friends and I are concerned for you, Stanley. We've come together here because we care about you very much. It's this bucket you're carrying around everywhere. The bucket isn't even from the original Stanley Parable. It's just sequel content. We're the ones that matter, Stanley. Classic characters from the first game, like the Adventure Line and the Broom Closet. Because that's what fans want from a sequel. They want more of their...
My bucket!
Not this bucket that they've never seen before. Yes, I know I'm the one who gave you the bucket, but you're spending too much time with it.
Don't care.
Don't you want another story involving the Adventure Line? We could make the Adventure Line go somewhere new. Yes, yes, that's what the fans want. Let's do it. Whee! Look at that wacky line. Who knows where it'll go off to next? Oh, and it played some silly music as well.
No. Oh, go on then. Raw assets, the only map.
Now this is what the Stanley Parable is all about. Don't you remember all those great jokes from the original dialogue?
Also, Stanley is addicted to drugs and hookers.
Don't remember that,
It's
my
as
dude.
classic now as it was back then. Let's do it for the fans, Stanley. Let's give them more content exactly like this. But if we want to do that, you're going to have to give something
Nope.
up.
My bucket!
Don't you get it, Stanley? We need to get rid of the bucket. That's
No.
why I'm very proud to introduce a brand new character. This is the Bucket Destroyer. I think it'll make a wonderful new addition to the rich lore of the Stanley Parable. True, it also was not in the original game, but it's such a well-fleshed-out character with so much personality that to me, it already feels as though it's been part of the cast all along. Don't you agree?
No. And I'm pausing for ads. Okay, ads are over. Right.
Can you
No.
guess what the Bucket Destroyer does? Surely you don't need me to spell it out for you.
No.
Go ahead now, Stanley.
No.
Say goodbye to the bucket,
No.
and then pop it into the machine when you're ready.
No.
Now listen to me. It's crucial that you give it the bucket.
No.
I don't know what the Bucket Destroyer will do if it can't destroy your bucket.
No.
Destroying buckets is all it knows. That is its singular personality trait. Sure, I can hear you saying, how does a character with only one personality trait deserve to join the pantheon of beloved Stanley Parable characters? Well, you see,
No.
if you were to really explore the Bucket Destroyer, you would see that its desire to crush buckets is so densely loaded with complexity and nuance that it's really like 10 personality traits.
Nope.
What other object in this game can you even say that about? The Broom Closet? Certainly not. I wonder what sort of Bucket Destroyer merchandise the fans will be clamoring for after this.
No.
Okay, the Bucket Destroyer is getting very upset now. You'll have to hurry and feed it. We
No.
can't get back to the classic Stanley Parable characters like the Adventure Line or the Bucket Destroyer until you crush that damn bucket. Quickly now, the fans are waiting.
No.
Do it, the fans, Stanley. Give the fans what they want. Hurry and... The Bucket Destroyer, my prized creation. You had so much potential. We were going to do such marvelous things with you, tell such spellbinding stories about you. All of it squandered now. Goodbye, new friend. For the moment in time that you were here, you were magnificent.
Thank you. Okay, guys. And that is where I'm going to call it. It's been fun. I want you guys to go and play this. And discover more endings. And have fun. That is where we're going to leave this for tonight. And that's the end of the video, everyone. If you like what you saw, click that like button. If you'd like to see more, remember to subscribe. Check out my previous video on screen now, and with a bit of luck, I'll see you in the next one. Bye!